He's the who's who in the hot rod industry, and I tell you, he's in the Hot Rod Hall of Fame. I mean, there's a lot to be said for this man and his wife. And I want to bring up Von Hot Rod. Let's give him a big hand.
I'm not as old as this guy. I don't know where you got that from. I'm not the same.
So yeah, that going for him.
Anyways, you guys know I'm Von Hot Rod. You've seen me post and you've seen me all over social media and stuff like that. But I'm sure you don't know exactly how I got on this, and make a long story even shorter, is Dad's an ex-drag racer, sprint car driver, so I was destined to be in this industry. I know nothing else. I don't have a plan B. I grew up, I built my first small block Chevy at the age of 6, so I've been turning wrenches as far back as I can remember. When I was born, Mom told Dad, quit racing, you're done. So what is a guy supposed to do? We build hot rods, street rods, and custom cars, so that's what I've been doing my whole life. My biggest issue was I got tired as a kid spending my Saturdays going from junkyard to speed shop to guy's garage hunting down parts. I wanted to ride my skateboard, I wanted to ride my bike, I wanted to be a kid. You have to understand that my playground was a 55 gasser. When Dad would brake, the motor comes out, I play on the bar that you put between the two frame rails. I climb in the firewall, up the windshield, on the roof, slide down the back window, and down the trunk. That was my slide. So that's my life. So I got tired of doing that on my Saturdays, and I said, hey, why doesn't somebody open up a store where you can buy everything under one roof? How many of you guys remember Whitefront?
Yes.
Okay. Why doesn't somebody open up a store like Whitefront? Now it's our target in the hot rod industry. So that kept with me my whole life. I did a whole plan when I was in junior high. When I graduated high school, I did the normal thing. I went to college, and I stayed there for a week, and I said, this is taking way too long, and I walked out of class. So I took all my money I had, I pushed the lawnmower, I made as much money as I can, I opened up a shop. Those of you that know, I'm the founder of Hot Rods of Norco, Hot Rods Speed and Custom, Hot Rods Rod and Custom. That is me. I had the shop for 20 years. We became one of the largest in the industry. We set a lot of trends. Back then they were called nostalgia rods. We were building trends then with nailhead Buicks, flatheads and Chevy straight 6. We didn't do anything small block Chevy. Our slogan was, avoid the Boyd. That's what we used to say. Even though Boyd was a great customer of mine and a good friend, that was just what we used to do. We used to sell tuck and roll by the yard. We sold white wall tires. You got to understand, this was a long time ago. I had the shop for 20 years. It's been 10 years since I've sold it. The shop is still going to this day. It's on its second owner, but I'm proud to say it's still there and doing very well. As for me, what I do now, as you guys see on social media, I travel the world hitting every possible car show, hot rod show, bike show, art show all over the world. I'm leaving in a few days. I'm off to Canada for a show called Atlantic National. So I'm real excited. We've been working for 3 years to try and go to the show. It's a 5-day event, and we are going to have a blast. It's a lot of fun. One wild thing I did this year that we'll be doing again next year is we do a car show on a cruise ship, and it is a blast. Those of you that love to cruise on a boat, gotta come on this thing. It's myself, Tim Strange, and I just booked Stacy David. So we're all going, and it's car related. It is a lot of fun. It's not boring at all. The only free time you got is when we dock. When we dock, you're on your own. Otherwise, everything is car related stuff. There's stuff for guys, girls, family, everybody can do. And we have dinner. When I have dinner, I sit at everybody else's table, and I actually go picking, because I know these guys have all these barn finds in their barns, and I always ask them, what do you got? So I can pick parts at a dinner table, but it's a blast. Anyways, I love the industry. It's been really good to me. I actually see no end in sight. Because of social media and all these crazy TV shows, your American Pickers and your Gas Monkeys and your Fooses TV shows, it has gone way public. Now when I travel, everybody's, even though prices are a little bit different compared to what they used to be, everybody knows about the hot rodding industry. Everybody knows about classic cars. Everybody knows about restoration. Everybody knows about rat rods. And everybody always says the same things. Hey, do you know Richard Rollins? I'm like, yes. Hey, do you know the guys from American Pickers? How about Jay Leno? You know him? And I'm like, Jay Leno's my neighbor. Everybody's in California. Jay Leno's on one side, Conan O'Brien's on the other side. It's California. Obviously, that's not true, but everybody back east thinks we all live in Hollywood. That's just how it is. Everything back east is about 2 years behind us. So whatever we're doing now, in 2 years, it'll hit them. And it's really strange because social media, you'd think they would keep up. They're a couple years behind us. They're still in that monochromatic stage where they paint the bumpers and the grill all the same color as the car and running aluminum billet wheels. So, we love tuck and roll, white walls, and nail-head Buicks is how we like to do things. But anyways, I say there is no end in sight in this industry. It is a blast. I love what we do. The industry's been really good to me. Like I said, I do not have a plan B, so if this doesn't work, I'm totally in trouble. I don't know what I'd do. I haven't clocked in and out and had a normal job in so many years, I wouldn't know what to do. As for the cars that I have, most of you know that I used to race in the 80s. I did a nostalgia rod slingshot dragster with a small block Chevy and a in and out box, in gear, out of gear. And when I was done racing and got busy with the industry, I didn't know what to do with the dragster, so I hung it on my living room wall. I know you guys have seen that. It's all over social media, so it literally is in my living room. When you walk in, there's a 14.5-foot slingshot dragster running up the wall all the way to the ceiling. Everything is there. The fuel system's out of it because the fuel smells. But the car is really, really amazing. If you haven't seen it, go on social media or type in Stacy David, my classic car, because Dennis Gage filmed it, and it's on that. Also, the cars that I own, I still have, 8 cars now, I think? I had 18, I've got 8 now because when I sold my shop, I lost parking spots. So I didn't have a place to park them, so I started selling them. I still have my 42 Merc. It's running all 59 Chrysler. It's a nostalgia sleeper hot rod. Sits on a rake on big and littles. Nose deck, 54 headlight. Tail rings, push button shift. The whole thing is 59 Chrysler. Car is a blast, black with white tuck and roll and white walls on it. I've got a 39 Plymouth, which is my only street rod I own. It's all painted steel running boards. It's got drag stars on it, cloth interior. When I drive that, I wear a Hawaiian shirt with my shirt tucked in and my hair slicked down so I fit in the car. I don't fit the car when I drive it. It's got leather interior and stuff and digital dash. I've got my 54. I've had that for over 30 years. When I had some money, I built this high school custom, how I thought a high school custom should be. It's 1950 on a flathead with a full race flat, on a 4-barrel running a magneto, on a LaSalle Trans and Lincoln rear end. The car is a blast. It looks like I built it yesterday, but it's actually 30 years old. Maroon, white wall tires, lake pipes, nose deck, French, white tuck and roll, just like a traditional high school custom. I still got my 61 Chevy 4-wheel drive, my monster truck. That has got a 19.5-inch lift on it. It's a factory 4-wheel drive. It'll smoke all 4 tires. It is a blast. It's hard to get out of. The bottom of the truck is like right here. I still have my 50 wheelies, my drag truck. It is a 50 wheelies. That was a 4-wheel drive that I turned into a 2-wheel drive that I shortened and chopped. It sits about this tall, back window's about that big, and it's all tire, fuel cell, and battery in the bed. The wheelie bars come out of the tailgate basically, and it's a 2-wheel drive, sits on the floor. Old school Hilborn fuel injection system. Takes 2 people to start it. You gotta squirt it, fire, hit all the buttons, and it fires right up. It is a blast. It is an 8-second ride, and it is a lot of fun. And yes, I drive it on the street, and the license plate's under the front seat because the parachute's where the license plate is. So, I still got three of the Minx Miners. I still got those, a 67 Caddy and a 62 Caddy. Both of them are just traditional customs, lowered and stuff like that. Simple, easy and stuff. I still ride a Harley, even though I'm not supposed to ride a Harley because in my contract it says I can't ride my Harley, I can't ride my quads, I can't hurt my hand, and my hand's insured. So that's what I've got. That's where I'm at. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes, right here.
Can you get us to Cuba with our cars?
Oh, I am trying to go to Cuba. Rutledge Wood and all those guys just came from there. Oh my gosh, I want to go. Barry McGuire went there about 3 months ago, and I was like, Barry, I could have went in your carry-on. I'm that small. Really, it would have been a blast. I definitely, that's on my bucket list, is go to Cuba.
I want to add something too. When you look at this guy, you wonder why does he have success? And I'm telling you, even to this day, he works. You know, a lot of people today, they feel like there's entitlement or something. But in order to build a business, I watch this guy. I watch him. He doesn't just go to a show. He works. He works his butt off. You know, I was just telling his wife, how the heck does he, get along with her? If you look at his Facebook, and he's always gone. Always gone. Yeah. He's always building his business. And you wonder why or how you can ever build your name and your brand. Well, guys like Barry and him, that's what they do. They go out and they pay the price. And they build their brand, they build it right.
But it's also listening to you guys, what you guys want and need, and where the industry's going. Is we try and stay a few jumps ahead of you guys for that reason, because we're anticipating that you're going to go this way with the industry, and that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we meet your need. So we're constantly listening. The business I had, if you back up 10 years, I sold it. Then you back up 20 years, 30 years ago, How there was social media didn't exist. You know, this chain of industries did not exist. There was the LA Roadster Show. There was Good Guys. You know, Cruiser. There was what was a Great Labor Day Cruise. There wasn't really that much out there, and it was a lot of work, a lot of hustling. And I was a young guy breaking into old man's industry. And excuse me for that, but it was hard to get that trust because who are you? You don't know anything. They didn't know. They were questioning me, and I was answering them left and right until I built that trust with everybody. That's when my business started growing, but it was really difficult because they wouldn't give me the time of day because, you know, who's this punk kid? You're supposed to be into, you know, Camaros and Hondas and stuff like that. But I grew up on bikes. I grew up on flatheads. I grew up on nailhead Buicks and stuff like that. The shop spun into all kinds of things because I listened to what the industry had. When people would walk in the store with their girlfriend or wives, the wife would always just be standing there, and that's a potential customer. So I'd talk to them and listen to what they had, and they would be bored because they wanted the boyfriend or husband to hurry up. So from there, we started a girl clothing line called Hot Rod Girl. Hot Rod Girl is now 24 years old, and it started just by listening to the women. We did leopard skirts, flamed high heel shoes, and so on and so forth, and the girl clothing line has really grown. We used to do an open house. I used to have bands play outside. It rained one time, so in my warehouse I shoved everything to a side, had the band play inside, and it was like this. So I opened up a club called Hot Rod's Hangout, spun out from the Elvis movie. So we had a club attached, which was 5,800 square feet. We had the showroom, which was 3,800 square feet. So it was a big place. We started a record label. We had an entertainment production company, all from listening to customers and what they had to say and offer. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm not sure on time how much time I got. Anybody? We're good? Oh, you guys are quiet.
All right.
I always tell students when I teach is what we do, there's not an app for it. We can't click and go. It's hands-on, it's knowledge, and it's passing it on to the younger generation. Because we don't want to see our industry die. That's my biggest thing is getting the younger kids into this. Because I do not want to see this industry die. Whether you pass it on to a kid, a grandkid, a friend, a neighbor, share with them, acknowledge them. Who cares if their music sounds different? Who cares? Let's get a common bond, let's get them into the hot rod industry, and let's spread the word.
Hot Rod.
I'm done.
All right. Give me a hand, guys. Well, we got a couple surprises here.